getting some. I guess I'll give y'all a trigger warning before I just be rolling my eyes at all of that. Oh, I gotta warn people so that way. But yeah, we got some heartbreaking news in regards of something that rocked the transgender community, which shocked the hell out of me. Number one, that mainstream publications was even talking about this, because a lot of times y'all like to act like trans people don't exist. We already got a certain president trying to erase trans people, and shout out to all of those of us out at Stonewall, you know, over the weekend that was protesting because they trying to remove the T from the LGBT. Yeah, I think it was on a website or something or another. Shout a sidebar. I saw an ex friend of mine up in the shot. I saw Chauncey Dandridge. But anyway, let's move on and let's talk about this story. So it took place in New York, but more like upstate New York, where the Neanderthals are. So apparently 5 people have been arrested in New York and charged in connection with the disappearance and murder of a 24-year-old trans man from Minnesota who police say was tortured and abused for weeks before his death. So yeah, I was definitely surprised to see like the New York Post and all these other places were talking about this story, especially the way that trans people are treated in this country, especially and how a lot of unalivings at the hands of bigots go unreported or underreported or yeah, even unreported, unless you see like certain queer pundits will talk about it. But for the most part, the mainstream's not talking about it. So this one must have just been so heinous that it was like, oh yeah, we can't ignore this one. So they said 5 people were hit with murder charges. I'm just going to say, I'm not trying to beat around algorithms and all this other stuff. Hey, we got to call it what it is. So 5 people were hit with murder charges in the death of Sam Nordquist, who was allegedly punched, kicked, beaten with sticks, dog toys, ropes, canes, and belts, and assaulted with a table leg and broomstick for weeks before his death, according to court documents. Now, for those who don't know who Nordquist is, it is the person that's all the way on the far left. The inbreds that you see, that's the 5, they all look like they cousins was fucking and they pushed them all out. That's what it looked like. It looked like some incest had taken place for the way, for them to be brought into the world. Because y'all look all kinds of busted. I don't know, like, what did somebody beat your like shove a bat up your mother's vagina? Because y'all all look inbred, like busted from head to toe. So Norquist suffered, who was 24, by the way, suffered physical and psychological abuse as well as repeated acts of torture and violence that ultimately led to his death, New York State Police Captain Kelly Swift said in a news conference. So in my 20-year law enforcement career, this is one of the most horrific crimes I've ever investigated. This is what Swift said. Now, originally from Minnesota, Norquist traveled to New York in September and has been staying at Patty's Lodge Motel with Precious Arzuaga in Canandiagua. That's obviously an indigenous name. So I think it's Canandiagua, roughly 30 minutes outside of Rochester. This is according to police. Now, Norquist's family asked cops to check on him after they lost touch with him last month and turned to GoFundMe to raise money so they could travel to New York to look for him, saying that he had made the trip to meet his online girlfriend and had a round-trip ticket his sister Kayla wrote to on the fundraiser. Now, the online girlfriend, I'm going to point the arrow, this bitch right here. First of all, anybody that look like that, I don't care how much loneliness I feel as a part of the Levitical community. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to look at this Marjorie Taylor Greene reject on social media and think, oh, my clit is getting all bubbly and I want to have that woman eating my box. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to be doing that. Because I'm like, really? That's what you looking at? You want that lady to pipe you down? But I get it. Sometimes, we get blinded by the situations and we think it with one head instead of the actual one, the one between our eyeballs or between our ears. So they went on and said he made a trip to meet his online girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. Authorities launched a missing persons investigation on February 9th. And on Thursday, cops discovered a deeply disturbed pattern of abuse at the motel. So, hold on, because, there was the picture of the victim. And this is the other picture of these inbreds. But you know what? Let's put it on these because I can't look at their ugly asses no damn more. Now, in addition to Arzuaga, who's 38 in Geneva, New York, police arrested Jennifer A. Jono Quiano, who's 30, also of Geneva, Kyle Sage, 33, of Hopewell, New York, and Patrick A. Goodwin and Emily Moitika, who's 19. Girl gonna spend the rest of her damn life in jail, but you can work this upon yourselves. Both of Rochester, New York, all were hit with second-degree murder charges and connected to Nordquist's death. Now, all five were arraigned and being held without bail in Ontario County Jail, according to District Attorney Jim Ritz, who described Norquist's killing as beyond depraved. Now, Swift said at the news conference that the authorities hadn't ruled out the possibility that Norquist's death was a hate crime, but added that the investigation is ongoing. Well, I'm sorry, but when you have five people who literally look like they all voted for Trump, and you go and they did this to a trans man or somebody who identified as a part of the LGBTQIA plus community, what the hell else do you think it is? And that's what pisses me off with a lot of this is like, oh, I don't think it was a hate crime. The fuck else is it? It is a hate crime. So when y'all sit up in here and try to paint it off as something else, that ain't what it is. It's a goddamn hate crime. Because there was something else that I had saw up in here too, where there was another trans unaliving. I was trying to see if I could find it. Wait, I might have saved it in a screenshot because I didn't think I cleared out a lot of one of the posts that I had did earlier. But I was sitting here trying to find it. I don't know if I will. Hold on. Maybe it's still in my deleted stuff. But there was one where there was another transgender woman that was pretty much her life was taken. But I think she did like Beyonce impersonations, but I don't remember exactly where I saw the post. And now when I need to find it, I can't find it, which is always freaking annoying when I be doing some of these articles. Because I thought it was on Kevin Ortega Rojas's Here's Why with Kevin page. And apparently I can't find it. So yeah, so basically it was like there was some 40-some-year-old man that went up killing this. Oh yeah, I found it. So it wasn't there. I was like, I get all, So it said, according to Metro, it said maniac charged in cold case slaying of trans performer, Puerto Rican Beyonce Lorena Escalera. And they said that this guy who's, I don't know what his first name is because I didn't get the full article. I just saw like the screenshot, so I posted it. And it said the dude whose last name is Pacheco, he's 44, he was charged with murder in the slaying of trans performer Lorena Escalera, who was 25. So it's like, these girls, they go out, and I understand it's a huge risk when you're trans and you want to meet somebody that genuinely loves you and cares about you and want to, give you that affection, whatever the case is. And yeah, based off Lorena, I don't know what their situation was, or maybe he saw her, she was pretty, and then you know how a lot of y'all want to run around talking about, oh, they tricked me. Wasn't nobody tricking you. A lot of times y'all know what y'all getting and who y'all getting with. Y'all try to use that trickery excuse to try to get off. So I don't believe in that 1 second. Now there may be some people out here that like to, trick, do a little trickation. Because there are some girls out here that be stealth. That's why I was like the other day when I was watching Roscoe's, the, viewing party, and T.S. Madison gagged because she didn't know Hunter Schafer was trans. She said, so how you going to check us in the bathroom? Like, you can't even tell who's who. So I don't know what the situation was. But when you hear stuff like this, and you got to be careful out here because, yeah, there are people out here who are just taking the lives of people in our community. And when you have media conglomerates sane washing a lot of the rhetoric and the lies and not challenging a certain administration on the vitriol they putting out here because they want to keep us distracted while they, rob this country and put it up for sale so they can give, whatever their political agenda really is about. So they want to keep us infighting with each other. And you got people coming in on the trans community. What else are we supposed to do? Well, we got to fight back. Because every year, the statistics continuously go up about trans people being assaulted and murdered in this country. So I'm glad that this story is out there. I'm glad that some of the media conglomerates are picking up on it. But I feel like, we need to do better and start really normalizing the fact that we need to keep telling these stories instead of just, well, something's got to be so heinous that that's the only reason why you want to talk about it. There's a lot of stories that that don't get brought up by the mainstream media and by media, period. I tell you, like a lot of pundits are on their social media is talking about the unjust murders, especially trans people of color. They're the ones that's being murdered at an alarming rate in this country. So I just wanted to bring awareness to this to people so that way, if you hadn't heard about it, but yes, my heart goes out to this young man and his family. And nobody deserves to be treated like that just for wanting to live the life that they were born to live, or that they feel in their heart that this is who they are. Like, people out here just trying to live their lives to the fullest, and you can't live your life because people out here just hate you for being yourselves because they don't have the balls to be themselves. So I would definitely want to hear from you guys on this story. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.